near me. There's 700 horses of man and machine. They're full wide. Green flag, showtime. Do not throw nationals are green.
We are live on the Coast to Coast Racing Network, and I am Zach Chapman, part of Shaggy TV, and I am bringing you Old Timers Tuesday, sponsored by Malware Farm Management. Malware Farm Management out of Clarence, Iowa, and we couldn't have this broadcast without them. And right now we're watching the Desert Demon Terry Landis riding around in the Judy Special. Oh, he tried to throw it in there, and we just had an error. So I hadn't run iRacing in a long time, so excuse me here if we hear anything. Good, I got to it in time. It had been a while since I enjoyed a race. And the other night on Sunday night here in the Coast to Coast Racing League, I had a bunch of family over here on Sunday, so I couldn't broadcast with my normal partner Travis Piercefield. I decided to hop on board, and it turned into a pretty good night for me. I ended up getting 2 podiums, so I can't complain here, but I forgot to turn the iRacing chat off here. So while I was on track, I needed to communicate, that's for sure. But like I say, we're here because of Malware Farm Management. So huge shout out to all the sponsors here in the Coast to Coast Racing League. Couldn't put on these broadcasts without them. Don't forget, we have the Knoxville Nationals coming up this week, this next week here. Starting Monday night. I'm going to be here with Marty Monday night. I'll be by myself with you guys, I believe, Wednesday. I'll be back with Marty for the finale Thursday. The wife has always wanted to see the Foo Fighters. They're about an hour away in Hershey, so I was obligated to get tickets and take the wife. So Tuesday, I will be out of commission there in Knoxville. I will be back there before you know it. 25 here, Gary Single-Cow. He's shown a lot of speed as of late, especially in the asphalt side of things. He was able to get his first broadcasted win last Tuesday night, and you could hear the excitement in the Indy cars. Or coming out of as he got out of the Indy car at Charlotte last week, Gary was super excited. And you know, after this race, we're going to go back to Charlotte tonight, but we're going to go in the trucks. We'll have to see if Gary can try to complete the double there at Charlotte. Put up their current times just so you can see what times people are actually running right now. Terry Landis' most recent lap was a 14:63. Gary Single-Cow is also out on the track. His most recent lap was a 14:77. Landis with a 72 there. Gary Single-Cow, he's actually going to pull off, so going to be able to compare those laps. Pat Boyce is going to come back in. So Landis does this time. 14:35. So Landis found some speed on that last lap. He's going to decide to probably take a little smoke break there or go pee real quick before this thing starts. You know, the Desert Demon, he's a creature of habit. See, Jeff Barker, I believe he's pulling out on the track or pulling off the track. False alarm for the Brewerton Beast. Really getting high there in 3 and 4, trying to build up that cushion, widen the racetrack a little bit here for the upcoming heats. This is going to be a track that, you know, the draw here is going to mean so much. These guys don't qualify. It's just the luck of the draw here. And it's going to be a big deal getting a good draw. The starting spot is going to mean a lot here at Volusia Speedway, especially if we don't wear this track down more significantly. Really getting out of the gas and able to stick it hammer down, and he's not really, you know, the speed's not really showing up there on the most recent. We saw Terry Landis be a little quicker, but 14.45, he's not going to complain about that on this type of racetrack. 14.48 that time by pretty consistent here for the 41 of half. See here, anybody in Jeff's room? No, him and Dino still sitting in the pits. They're in a session all by their lonesome. Nobody on the track here in that session. And oh, as soon as I say that, here we go. Jeff Barker, he answers the bell, the Brewerton Beast. Right on board with Jeff here for a lap or two. You see he's going to enter in a little too low on that slick and going to lose a lot of speed in the center of the corner. A much different line than that 41. Let's see what the time looks like here as he crosses the line. 15.15, so not a full second slower than the 41 of Pat Boyce, but 0.8 or so. He's back up top for this lap. Let's see what he's got, a 14.66, and yeah, I think he figured out, okay, I've got to do this in qualifying whenever it's time to go. Dean Reynolds out here. Let's see what that 79 does that time by. A 14.49. Dino, he's still got a lot of speed. Remember, these things are fixed setups. Dino runs the 360s on Monday nights and has shown a lot of improvement here over the last couple, basically season or two. I mean, this season especially, he's been finishing on the podium in the Renegade series, and you know, that's open setup, so a little different here, but you know, showing that he's got speed and the fixed as well. Bassman Roger Craig here showing up just in time. You're watching his first laps of the session here, and only 2 minutes to go in practice. And he's not even going to finish the lap here. Maybe he's comfortable with Volusia. Feels like he doesn't need any more practice, but he's going to pull it off here. Is he going to go back out? Oh, the Bassman's just going to take a seat right now. Let's take a look at the 012 of Bob Curtis. Bob Curtis in that yellow machine. He's running the top in 3 and 4. What kind of time does he have this time by? The 15, so Bob's going to be looking to show some improvement here. Speaking of Maurer Farm Management, we have Steve Maurer here. Putting some laps in. What kind of time did Steven run last time by? Here's 15.5, so he's also looking for speed, but Steve looks like he's struggling a little bit. Back out here. Desert Demon is we're 45 seconds to go until qualifying, so use the bathroom, pop your popcorn, get your drinks, and make sure you're back here, because remember, we have no qualifying, just the luck of the draw here to start this event tonight. So make sure, if you are see what divisions are racing tonight. I just looking here in the chat box. So we have the 360 sprint cars here right now at Volusia, and then after this, we're going to take the Craftsman Truck Series truck to Charlotte Motor Speedway. So make sure you're here. Make sure you stick around and watch the show. We got a good hour or two of racing here for you. And if you like racing, like and subscribe to the channel there, Coast to Coast Racing Network. Head on over to my page, Shaggy TV. Give that a like and a subscribe. And after Coast to Coast tonight, I got some late model action coming in another series. So here we are, and Bob Curtis with the looks like the man who got luck of the draw here for heat race number 1. And once I find my little button here that disappeared on the bottom of the screen, I expanded my screen too far, we are going to bring up the starting grid. Starting on the pole, you have the 012 of Bob Curtis, and it is outside in the 513, the Brewerton Beast, Jeff Barker. Inside of row number 2, the 25 of Gary Sigelkow, and it is outside the 7 of Bob DeGood. Running out the field in the 888, we have Steve Maurer. So heat race number 1 got 5 cars in it. This should be a good heat race here in the Coast to Coast Racing League for Old Timer Tuesday, sponsored by Maurer Farm Management. And we're going to get ready to go here, going down the back stretch. These trucks should go off here as we enter turn 3. Bob Curtis in that yellow machine here as we go down the backstretch. He's got to be excited to start the race here on the pole. He knows how important that starting spot can be. And coming out of 4, green flag is ready to fly. You see it high. We're going to go play in the clay at Volusia Speedway as here we go. Green flag is out. Bob Curtis going to get off the gas a little earlier there. Just wants to calm it down, make sure he doesn't hurt anybody probably. Maybe didn't feel comfortable with starting up front, and everyone's going to sail on by here as Bob Curtis is going to sink like a stone first to 5th through turns 1 and 2, but the Brewerton Beast out front setting sail, and behind him his buddy in the 7, Bob the Good. Back here for 3rd, we got a battle heating up as the 888 of Steve Maurer looks to throw a slider, and he does on the 025, or on the 25, excuse me, of Gary Singelkow. Gary Singelkow tries to fight back, not able to counter through 1 and 2. Gonna go high and handsome here in 3 and 4, but just not gonna be close enough to even think about making a move here in 1 and 2 is out front. Last time by the Brewerton Beast, Jeff Barker, 1474. 4 tenths faster than anybody else in the field as he's pulling away right now as the Brewerton Beast. You take a look at the gaps here. It's closing up on that. Oh, Bob DeGood must have had trouble here. Not sure if Bob DeGood lost connection or what, but he is out of the race. Didn't see a wreck or anything from Bob DeGood, so not too sure what's going on there, but checkered flag is high in the air for Jeff Barker, the 513. He's going to win. 2nd place is going to go to Gary Singelkow. 3rd to the 888 is Steve Maurer. 4th to Bob Curtis, and rounding out the field with the mysterious incident. Not sure what happened to Bob DeGood as SDK doesn't tell me he was in a wreck. Not sure what happened there to the 7 of Bob DeGood, but we're going to bring you up the starting grid here for heat race number 2, and it's going to look a little something like this here. Starting on the pole, the 747 of the Bassman, Roger Craig, and is outside. In the 79, we've got Dean Reynolds. Inside of row number 2, we've got the librarian, Pat Boyce, into his outside. Old Smokey, the Desert Demon, Terry Landis. Terry Landis, he knows how important it is to start up towards the front here, and I think you're going to see that 161 work real hard to try to get to the front, but that 747 and that 79, along with that 41, are going to have something to say about it here. He's going to have to drive his tail off. We got 4 good guys here in heat race number 2. Green flag high in the air as they're going to get ready to play at Volusia Speedway. Green is out. The Bassman, Roger Craig, looks to lead him into turn 1. Great start from the Bassman. He's able to slide up in front of Dino, but Dino's going to look high. He's going to see if he can get a run here going down the backstretch. Can he make a move? He's outside of the 747, but he's going to go up and he's going to show him the gas tank here. The 747 has to crack the throttle, gets a little tight, and taps the wall. Dino's got to try to counter back here. Can't let the Bassman or Roger Craig pull too far away here as they're going through 3 and 4. 4 to go this time by the 79 at Dean Reynolds. All over the 747, maybe some slight contact. Can Roger Craig fight back? No, he can. He looked for the slider, but no room to do so as now he's going to fall into the clutches of the 161 here, Terry Landis. Terry Landis throws it in hard into 1 and 2. He's going to look to see if he can get by the Bassman. The Bassman's going to run that middle line in 3 and 4. He's going to protect that slider. Terry's going to counter back here with a little... Oh, Roger shut the door. Almost makes contact. Terry's got to check out of it here as we go through 3 and 4. White flag is in the air this time by final time around Volusia Speedway. They're battling hard for 2nd and 3rd here. Dino has it locked up. This is where the action is. Terry Landis is going to lose a spot to Pat Boyce. Pat Boyce, does he have anything for Roger Craig? Terry Landis with one last send here, but he's not going to have time to get it done as Dean Reynolds wins heat race number 2, followed by Roger Craig, Pat Boyce, and Terry Landis. Exciting finish there for the P2. We're going to take a quick break here, and we'll be right back here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Don't go anywhere.
They're lean, they're mean, they're 700 horses of man and machine. They're 4 wide before they start to slip and slide. Here come the Extreme Speed TV Coast to Coast Racing League Sprint Cars in the Mike Westbrook Memorial Knoxville National. Where else would you rather be than right here, right now? Race, drive, green flag, showtime in Knoxville Nationals underway. The Coast to Coast Racing League, in partnership with the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame, Dillon Westbrook Racing, and Malcolm's Mills Mill Riding, are proud to present the 5th annual Mike Westbrook Memorial Knoxville Nationals for the Steve King Foundation. July 22nd to July 25th. 4 days of Knoxville action using the actual Knoxville National scoring system. Over $2,200 in payouts and prizes. $15 for Coast to Coast members, $20 for non-Coast to Coast members with a max I rating of 3,000. All proceeds go directly to the Steve King Foundation. Feel free to donate more. Open setup 360s with all races at the Knoxville Raceway. The event will be open to the first 100 drivers. All races will be broadcasted on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. For more info, log on to www.c2crl.com. It's showtime.
We are back on the Coast to Coast Racing Network here as warm-ups come to an end, and we are getting ready for feature action here as the starting grid is going to look a little something like this here. Starting on the pole, we've got the Brewerton Beast in the 513, Jeff Barker, and is outside Dean Reynolds in the 79. Inside of row number 2 in the 25, we have Gary Sigelkow, and is outside the Bassman, Roger Craig. Inside of row number 3 in the 888 machine, you've got Steve Maurer, and is outside the Librarian in the 41, Pat Boyce. Inside of row number 4 in the 012, we've got Bob Curtis, and is outside the Desert Demon, Old Smoky, Terry Landis. Rounding out the field tonight in the 07, we've got Bob DeGood, can confirm he had connection issues. Check there at the end of the race, and I saw he had packet loss, so tough break for Bob as he gave away a sure second place, it looked like there, and he's going to have to start in the back because of it. Coming down the backstretch, though, the Brewerton Beast in the 513 is ready to get the green flag. Here's the 79 trying to get one last jump to get some heat in those tires. Here's, oh no, false alarm for me here. We're gonna go around one more time. I thought we were gonna shorten it. We're gonna go around one more time here. He's got plenty of time here to play around on the outside. And you know, that gives me a little time here to get my pick in, and I'm gonna pick Dino in that 79 tonight. I don't think you can sleep on Terry Landis, Jeff Barker. But man, that 79, he's had a lot of speed here, coast to coast in the recent weeks, and I think that 79 came to play here as the chips are ready to get thrown down on the table. Pace truck's off. We're going to go play in the clay at Volusia Speedway. Green flag's out here for the 513 at Jeffrey Barker as we're going to go racing. Jeffrey Barker not going to throw it up in front of Dino, going to keep it planted on the bottom, and there goes Dino on the outside. As look at that big run Terry's got. Or I mean Dino's got, excuse me. I was watching this back in the field. Terry Landis, he did have a big old run on the outside here as he's trying to fight back here through the field, looking on the inside of Pat Boyce up front. Dino is just pulling away with this lead. Jeff Barker maybe trying to save some tire. Gary Singelkow holds on to the final podium spot. Behind him, Roger Craig has a mirror full of the 41, and the 161 of Terry Landis is right now. That is the race on the track here as Terry Landis just trying to find a way around these two. Gonna duck to the inside here, the 41. Gonna make it 3 wide and 3 and 4. The Desert Demons on the bottom here, 3 wide across the start-finish line. Terry's gonna throw it in. Does he have enough to make it stick? No, Pat Boyce is gonna be the beneficiary. He's going to go by Roger Craig on the outside. Can Terry make it stick through 3 and 4? He may have found a line that worked for him that time. Surprise, surprise, the middle line's got some speed in 3 and 4. Out front, love to your leader, Dino. He's passing the start-finish line, and we're wrecking back in the field. Gary Singelkow goes around, no caution. Couldn't tell who else was involved there, but Terry Landis, he's the beneficiary up to P3. Gary Singelkow's got to run around without a front wing. He's going to hope for a caution here. But Dino out front, 18 to go. He does not want a caution as he is set sail from the rest of the field. Let's go in a wider view here. Let's see if we can't maybe see. Okay, so there's Terry Landis. I'm going to go to Dino. That's how big of a lead he has on third place. 5 seconds at Volusia Speedway is a lifetime. It is over a straightaway. Dino's going to put Bob Curtis a lap down there, and that's really going to help hurt Bob as caution is out on the speedway. Steve Maurer possibly. Let's take a look. Steve Maurer in the 888. Let's see here. Going to enter in. Get a little loose, and he's just going to come down on the 7 of Bob the Good, who had nowhere to go. And wild ride for the 888 of Steve Maurer. Let's go on board. Let's try to hold on to our food here. Don't get too dizzy. Ooh, that's a tough spin, especially if you're in VR, a wild ride, but Steve has time to go in and get a quick repair. No harm, no foul. The only person that really got harmed here is that 79 of Dean Reynolds. Is Dino? And he's going to be hurting here. Not be good. Not too sure what's... There we go. It had him a lap down. My SDK, it had him as on the lead lap. Not too sure. Now it does have him on the lead lap again, a lap in front of everyone. Well, there we go. Dino back up top and fix. We know where it should be. Dino's out front, Jeff Barker in second, and the Desert Demon Terry Landis able to work his way up to P2 and or P3, and you know, in the short amount of laps that's taken, that's a big deal for him. He's got to see if he can hook that fishing line on the 79 and just slowly reel him in, not let him pull away is going to be very, very important here at Volusia. With this low car count, you know, we saw it to start the race. Long green flag run, and I expect more of the same here. So cannot let the leader pull away from you over, I'd say, about a second and a half, and expect to run him down in less than 5 laps or so. Even if you save your tires, you gotta make sure you have something here. Well, Dino, if you got anything, time to use it up again, brother. As the pace truck's pulling off, green flags in the air, it's getting ready to fly. Let's go play in the clay at Volusia Speedway. Green is out as we're halfway. 15 to go for that 79, and looky who on the bottom of 1 and 2. Terry Landis, the Desert Demon, made quick work of the 513 Jet Barker, and now he's got to cast that line out and see if he can just snag onto that 79. But the 79 of Dean Reynolds, he is pulling away, he is not messing around here in this 79. Let's go to the aerial cam. Bassman Roger Craig, he is feeling the heat for P4, the 41 of Pat Boyce in that blue machine. He is trying to get a run on him coming out of 2. Roger gets a little loose on entry going into 3 and 4. The 41 counters back with a right hook, and we got a new P4 at the line. The 41 of Pat Boyce, 747 looks to counter. Not enough in the middle of 1 and 2 as he gets loose, gets a little sideways. Go back up towards the front here. Terry Landis, P2. Not able to do anything with your leader, Dean Reynolds. Is that 79? He is set sail. It looks like he's got a 410 motor in that thing tonight as he is off. 2.5 seconds pulled away here in 5 laps. Is that 79? He is quick tonight. Bob DeGood trying to see if he can't run down that 41 of Pat Boyce as Roger Craig was able to get back around Pat a couple laps ago, and now Pat's just seemed to lose a little speed in that 41, and then as soon as I say that, I lay down the challenge. Watches that throttle control in 3 and 4, and he regains momentum, starts to think about firing back here at Roger in that 747 as the battle for P4 is heating up once again. 8 to go for your leader, Dean Reynolds. Is actually 7 to go. This time going through 3 and 4. Terry Landis, no. Oh, he threw it in a little deep here. The Brewerton Beast, Jeff Barker, he's going to reel him back in. His Terry Landis, he lost a lot of time there in 1 and 2. Not sure if he just felt like he needed to experiment to try to find something, but you heard it there too. He kisses the wall going down the front stretches. He's got to just think about holding on to P2 now as Dino out front. He can take his time. He's got 5 laps to go here around Volusia Speedway. Bob DeGood was able to get around the 41 of Pat Boyce, and now Bob DeGood trying to see what he can do with the 747 of Roger Craig. He's looking for P4 here going through 3 and 4. Gonna stick to that bottom. He's got to watch the throttle. He gets a little loose coming off exit, and that's just, being a little too aggressive, jumping back in, just wanting to spin the rear tires, thinking that the sound of the motor, is helping catch up. But he's got a big run through 3 and 4. He got it to stick that time. As you see, the 747 of Roger Craig couldn't even think about countering back on the outside as the 7 of Bob DeGood. Here he comes. He found some speed, but a little too late here. We're 2 to go for the leader. Dean Reynolds is coming through 3 and 4. Dino's going to be looking for the white flag here at Volusia Speedway, and the white flag is out for the 79 of Dean Reynolds. Dean Reynolds got the lead on lap number 1 and never looked back as the 79. Here he goes to victory lane in the 360s at Volusia Speedway, followed by the 161 of Terry Landis. Let's take a look at this battle. Jeff Barker's got P3. Bob DeGood P4. Roger Craig is going to hold on to P5, and Pat Boyce is going to follow him home, folled by the 888 of Steve Maurer, the 25 of Gary Singelkow, and the 012 of Bob Curtis. Is what a finish there. Dean Reynolds able to just walk away, no problem. Never looked back in that 79 as he had a lot of speed tonight. Hard charger Terry Landis able to finish on that middle step of the podium, and got the Brewerton Beast rounding out that podium tonight on the bottom step as we're going to give these guys a Quick minute or two here to catch that breath and get up here to the booth and get right back at you with these interviews here. We're going to bring up the Brewerton Beast here, Jeff Barker. Jeff, P3, P3, man, how's it feel, brother?
Great.
Yeah.
Forgot we're being broadcast. Surprise.
yeah, there you go. Well, this is a good reminder here for you. But Jeff, you had speed. You ran down Terry there a little bit towards the end, but that 79, man, he was in his own area code. Do you think you had anything for Terry? A couple more laps left?
Probably not. The bottom wasn't there, and top was all the same speed, and just driving around, trying to not hit the wall.
Well, you accomplished that here, Jeff. You're able to bring home another podium here in the 360s. Man, you really learned these things a lot in the past couple of years, and you're going to be one of my underdog picks here for the Knoxville Nationals. So don't tell anyone, but good run here tonight, Jeff. And you got any sponsors you want to thank?
Yeah, Malcolm's Mills, Mill Writing. Definitely got to thank Shaggy for broadcasting for us, and our mystery sponsor for posting for the broadcasting and stuff. So yeah, that's good.
Well, congratulations, Jeff, and looking forward to running some Sunday night road racing with you here this upcoming weekend.
All right, we'll see you then.
Take it easy, Jeff.
Yep.
That's your P3 finisher, and now we're gonna bring up P2, the man who, you made a great move on that restart, able to get by Jeff real quick. And, man, Terry, I thought maybe you were going to have something for Dino, but, man, he was just so quick tonight.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was a kind of really great start on him. And I hope I didn't jump Jeff, but he just went, so I stuck with him. And, yeah, D was hooked up. There was no way I was catching him. I don't drive the top anyway, so I'd struggle, but he was flying. He was hooked up.
Yeah, and you almost gotta be experienced here running the top and be fast if you want to win, but you just showed how sometimes when you can hook up that bottom, you can steal one or two spots on a restart. And man, hard charger tonight, able to climb up through the field. You're gonna try to carry the momentum over here into the trucks at Charlotte?
Oh yeah, we're coming over there. Yeah, that was a fun race, and I really enjoyed it. I love running with these guys because it lets me drive a different groove than I normally would, and I don't have to worry about you or my team or the other guys, banging on them guys, beat me up and running me over.
Yeah, no, I know what you're saying. It just gives you that chance to experiment a little bit, and that's
get some seat time.
Exactly, man. And, going into Monday nights, that all pays off. And at the end of the day, this is what this was about. But, hey, great run, man. Second place. Who you want to thank?
Yeah, we'll thank you for putting it on for sure. C2C for giving us a place to race. Galen's Homegrown Popcorn, Christ Sim Racing, and Christ Oval Track Parts. And my wife, Judy.
Well, yeah, you can't forget Judy, man. She's the most important here. But congratulations, Terry. Looking forward to interviewing you again here, man, after this truck race. What do you say?
All right, Shaggy. I'll see you.
All right, go get him, Terry. That's your P2 finisher. And now we're going to bring up our winner tonight in the 79, Dean Reynolds, man, in your own area code tonight in a fixed setup nonetheless. Great performance.
Thanks, Shaggy. That's actually one of the reasons I came in. Well, first, our FTM Big Block League got canceled tonight because all the storms that are coming through the Northeast, as you know, and we got hit hard up here in New York, and our two admins couldn't do it, and we had a couple other guys who were up in points that didn't have power, and we felt, you know what, it's not their fault, so we canceled the race. And then I said, you know what, I looked to see what Retreads was doing. I said, fix setup 360, and they got this gearing all messed up in these cars. So I said, but they're not going to change it, so I got to come in and learn what to do. And I don't know if it worked or what, but I just held it to the floor. I think I lifted about 3 times the entire race. It hit the chip like every lap coming down the straightaway, but it seemed to work well.
Yeah, You know, you're not kidding. I would have never guessed. Well, I mean, Dino, as you can probably know, you know, I got you on the broadcast a little bit, but man, you were up in your own zone. So I was trying to focus on some of the racing. So I didn't really hear your car, but man, that's impressive. I don't think anybody else was hammered down like that. So you weren't really having any trouble on the entry of 1 and 2. You were just going in up above it.
Yeah, and if I don't know if you remember when Renegades was there this year, or no, the end of last season there, I started like 14th and I got up to 6th by running the top and going around everybody. And then I wound up getting in the wall there and I had to tow, but I felt comfortable doing that. And I said, well, let me try to do it with the fixed setup. And that's what I did. I just kept the tires in the fluff and kept it floored and see if I can keep on doing it. And, you know, the only way to get brave is to keep on running up there. And, you know, if I want to sort of hang with the Bandy Builts and the training wheels guys, I got to learn how to do it.
Yeah, and you know, this is no disrespect to anyone, but Terry said it basically too in his last one. This is the perfect event to come in and, you know, get seat time. You know, you don't necessarily need to win this thing. That's a nice benefit, but going up there, getting laps running against the cushion, man, every lap helps. And I'm glad you won tonight. You were my pick to win. You make me look like I know a little something. So, Dino, congratulations on the win, man. Who you want to thank?
Well, first, I want to thank you for doing that. I mentioned earlier, it's so cool that you're doing the retreads. And a lot of it is, I came in here because it's televised because I'm going to send this to my dad. You know, my dad's 84, and he wants me to send him the links, and so he can watch me, and he critiques me and stuff. So, you know, I got to thank you for doing that. It's good to see, because a lot of these guys, they only run here. You know, because they don't race a lot, and we're retreads for a reason. I'm going to be 58 in November, so we're not young. And this is their place to play and have some fun, and you're televising it, so that's really cool. So they got family members who can watch, and I got to thank Steve Maurer. You know, with Maurer Farm Management, if it wasn't for him, you wouldn't be here. So we got to thank him as well, and you know, thank all the sponsors of Coast to Coast. And you know, the only thing I'm bummed about is I can't do the Knoxville Nationals next week because I'm going to be in Quebec. So. With the Super Durkar series, but I'm going to be really watching that. That's going to be a cool event. So I got a 360 race at Eldora at 8:30, and I'm going to give it a shot there and have some fun.
Well, good luck the rest of the night, Dino. And I think I speak for Marty. We're expecting you to at least talk to us on Thursday night.
I hope so. You know, it's getting to where I like doing that. I'm starting to get used to it, and I want to keep it going. I stepped on it last night. I don't know if you saw that. I don't know if I would have hung on and won, but man, when you're leading Renegades and you know, and that group of caliber of guys and had a little bit of a lead on them, and then you just drive right off the bank. I'm like, I made Marty's fall off count. So that was my highlight of the night, but we'll give her a shot on Thursday, and you know, it's my favorite night, and we'll give her hell.
All right. Looking forward to talking to you again Thursday night, Dino. Good luck.
All right, Zach. Thanks a lot, man.
That's your winner here tonight in the 360s at Volusia at Volusia Speedway. And we're going to take a quick commercial break. We're going to change up some graphics, load up a new session, and we're going to be back with some trucks here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. So stick around. Don't go anywhere. Zach Chapman, part of Zach Shaggy Chapman here, part of Shaggy TV on the Coast to Coast Racing Network, and we'll be right back.
it's time for another edition of RSN Trackside, powered by Bob Johnson Auto Group on Rock Sports Network. Gets on the champion, trying to be a
bit of a hiatus, so let's get. Tonight when we talked about it.
Outpouring of love was amazing. These dollars had come together to support us, and we realized, no, we didn't want to use them for us. We wanted to use them to help others.
The foundation has done so much for so many people. It helps any family that has somebody, whether it be a crew member or one of the drivers, that get hurt. We can help them to get through the situation.
I was injured in a non-wing sprint car accident that broke my neck and left me with a spinal cord injury. I was in the hospital 8 months, and that got really, really expensive. So having that extra help to help push me and my family forward was a big deal.
I was involved in a pretty gnarly sprint car crash. Found out my brain was swelling and bleeding. Pelvic bone was broken. I had 2 cracked vertebrae on my back, and I was in the ICU a little over a week. The Steve King Foundation reached out to my parents. We received a donation from them. Immediately they started me on what's called neurofeedback, and insurance did not cover the neurofeedback appointments. So we received another donation from the Steve King Foundation. It really helped a lot, and I just want to say thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart to the Steve King Foundation for everything that they have done for me. This last Sunday, I got to turn laps in my modified here. That was my first laps back in a race car since the accident, and I truly believe that if it wasn't for the Steve King Foundation, I wouldn't be able to do that or be where I'm at today.
Yes, Steve's death is the reason the foundation exists, but it's Steve's life, and it's the lives of racers everywhere, is the reason we're able to do the work we do.
We are back live on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. I'm Zach Shaggy Chapman, part of Shaggy TV, and that right there is the 70 of Mike Cramner right now. He is at the top of the speed charts. Let's go ahead and show you their best times here. So let's take a look. Mike Cramner with a 31.27. Terry not far behind with a 31.28. And I'm going to bring up last week's winner here, Gary Siegelkow, and we're going to talk to Gary a little bit. Hey, Gary, Shaggy up in the booth, man. You got a copy?
I gotcha.
Well, hey, man, last week's winner, you know, Charlotte was good to you last week. Do you think you have anything this week here in the truck?
Mostly, these are a little different. The Indy car, you can actually run flat out. These, you got to kind of back out of the gas a little bit.
Yeah, you know, we're watching you go around right now, and Are you able to run full throttle off the corners yet, or are these trucks just a little too loose on exit?
Yeah, they want to push to the wall.
Well, Gary, you know, we're rooting for you to get 2 in a row here. Man, it was awesome seeing you get your first one last week. Good luck tonight, man.
Yeah, and thank you.
We'll move Gary back down to his team chat. And, you know, we possibly made him wreck there with all the commotion going on. And Mike Cranmer will take the blame for that. Do not be mad at Gary. Because somebody... Oh, who was that? John Rayner. Was that John Rayner? Yeah, it was. He just barely went around the Brantford, Ontario, man. And able to go around and survive another day. Tim Chapman out here in the 37. That's my dad giving it a go out here tonight. That good wrench machine is... I can't tell who he's tucked up behind there. If that's the Harold Klump, the double O. Watch him come down the backstretch here. Enter into turn 3. Watch him come through the middle of the corner here. Oh yeah, here we go. Don't believe I have to go here. I had, and I do. Now that 70 machine, he's setting the pace. Still top dog here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Coming up on Terry Landis in that 161. It's the air sucked off the spoiler, and you see he fights a loose race car on entry. Crim. We'll look to the high side here. Let's go on board. Running in deep. Gonna hope it sticks here. Needs Terry Landis behave himself on the bottom here as he comes out of 3 and 4. Has to feather the throttle or else he's gonna get in the wall. And Terry Landis, that's all the momentum he needs there to get back up top. John Rayner gets a little loose. Landis has to check up. He gets a little kiss from the 70 at Cranmer. And that U machine is going to go around, and ooh, they're going to have to pull up a backup truck here before we get rolling.
Hey, Shagster.
Yeah, hey, what's up, Roger? We're live.
How are we? Yeah, how are we doing for time, buddy?
7:41. I got an hour, so we're good.
Okay, we got Hollywood Olson's been loading for a while now, so we're just waiting on him and waiting to hear back. Steve Bixler had a town meeting, but he thought he might make it back, so he could be on his scooter, making his way home. I'm not sure, so. We'll give it a couple more minutes if you think we got time.
Yeah, sounds good.
So are you getting pumped for the big event next week, buddy?
Oh, yeah, I was talking about it a little bit, and when Tyson Dino, I told him, I guess he's going to be in Canada next week, but I told him he's got to chime in on the broadcast. But, dude, Knoxville is always such a good show, and I love how we actually put our time into it, the 2 qualifying night event. For anybody out there listening, if they haven't signed up, they better do so because it's quite the show.
Yeah, it's always been a great show, and I think this is going to be the biggest one yet. We're probably going to be doing individual timing on Monday and Tuesday because those qualifying nights, the points in qualifying are just as important as the feature point. So it's pretty important to have a quick lap. So I'm doomed.
Yeah, no kidding. I remember the one year that I made the finals, I got lucky and somehow qualified, I think, P4. So that shows how much qualifying points can matter because on the race night, I finished 22nd. And qualifying points. It was just good enough. So it shows if you go out there and, you know, work yourself to a qualifying setup, qualify on the front row, you can afford to have a bad night, you know, even if you don't want to.
Well, I can remember last year, David Gravel, I can't remember what happened to him, whether it was bad qualifying or he got in a problem in his heat. And of course, we invert the top 8, just like Knoxville does. So I think Gravel had to come in through Hard Knocks or Maine. I can't remember, but he had to race his butt off to make it. So it's not a given. It's going to be really exciting.
Yeah, 100%. You got any early favorites you're keeping your eye on?
Well, I can never rule out the money man. Now this is the old age thing going on. Racing last night for the first time. Help me here. Vanderbilt.
Jesse.
No.
Lacey.
No. First
man,
time he was out this year. First time he was out.
I was a bad bad broadcasting teammate last night. I had a headache.
This is a terrible interview. Oh my God.
I'm trying to think of Moonin.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh,
Kyle
Moonin.
Yeah,
he came back last night. There we go. Yeah.
And of course, Chad Griggs. You know, he's got to be one of the favorites as well. So and Blake and Patrick. So I think you know, one of those 4 are going to be those are the 4 to beat, I think. But how cool is this event? You know, we're sponsored and supported by the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame, and Kevin Swindell stepped up with like 12 cases of his victory. It's just we're getting some amazing support, that's for sure.
Yeah, you know, it's definitely one of those things where, you know, drivers. Maybe we encourage you a little bit to give it back, but man, there's some serious money on the line. I think we have a couple grand in prizes.
Yeah, there's about $1,000 in payouts, and then another probably $1,500 now in prizes. So it's a great event, and you know, anybody listening, if you haven't signed up, hit the button here because you know, there's only so many spots to fill, and once they're done, it's filled. So it'll be a great event. I'm going to get down here and I'm going to put this show on the road because I'm not hearing anything back from these guys. It looks like Hollywood's having some sort of connectivity problem. So doing a great job, Shaggy, and keep an eye out for the 747 at the back. He may make a move right at the end.
All right, we're going to do that, Roger. Good luck.
That's my prediction. Okay, buddy. Take care.
It's the Bass man, Roger Craig. Give us a little iRacing insider there on the session as he thinks. We're going to get ready to roll over here. The other chocolate milk man, Roland Olson, he's having some connectivity issues, so it doesn't look like he's going to make it tonight. Hopefully, if Roland's listening, I would close it. I would just do a quick iRacing restart. I would just do a quick computer restart. You know, sometimes I have to do that on the broadcasting end. It fixes some bugs every now and then, and, you know, maybe we can get you back in here quick, and on a caution, they'll give you the lucky dogs and get back around. But look who, the lucky man drawing the pole, as we're going to give you the starting grid here. Bill Calder in the 325 is going to roll off P1 and is outside Mike Cramner in the 70. Inside of row number 2, the 25 of Gary Sigelkow, and is outside the 888 of Steve Maurer. Inside of row number 3, the 302 of John Rayner, and is outside the Librarian in the 41, Pat Boyce. Inside of row number 4 in the 37, you got Tim Chapman, and is outside the Desert Demon, Old Smoky, Terry Landis. Inside of row number 5, we've got the 747 of Roger Craig, and to his outside, the 00 of Harold Klumpin. Well, on your grid sheet here is, I never changed it, so you never saw that. Rounding out the field tonight would have been Roland Olson, Old Hollywood. Doesn't look like he's able to get his computer issues figured out, and he isn't going to be here for the start, but hopefully we see that car hit the track here before too long, as with the battle of chocolate milk supremacy to happen. And it looks like Pat Boyce maybe had some throttle issues. and took out Mike Cramner before the race ever got going. Mike Cramner passed the tow and, well, let's take a look here, Pat Boys. Not sure what's going on here. See him go right up into the 70. The 70 had to tow. And yeah, not too sure here. And now SDK doesn't want to go back live here. So
hang on, we're not
bring
going.
this up. And while they're extending the caution here to reset the field, we are going to close down SDK. You are going to see the overlay disappear here. We're going to shut this down, close the file, try to restart it so that does not happen again, where the live replay doesn't work. As it does that to me all night, it is going to be a very, very long night for me. As we are in the process of loading it back up, bear with us. Let's see here. Hopefully it should be popping up here. And we are going to rewind really quick to something that just happened. Live button, and we are back. It solved the issue. Thank you, SDK, for being an easy fix this time. But Mike Cramner, he's still sitting in pit road. He's gonna be a little sad about this. Should possibly be going green this time by here. Let's see if the pace car dives in. As they come to the start-finish line, do we see a pace car? Pace car is not there. We are going to take the green flag. Here we go at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Let's get ready to play. The 325 leads us to the green flag. The 888 of Steve Maurer with a great restart, able to take over the lead. Battle is on, though, for first through fifth here as they are going hard, not wasting any time. Coming down the backstretch, the 325 of Bill Calder is going to look to the inside, see if he can fight back for P3. Going to make a little contact with the 41. They're going to make contact again. Hard in the wall is the 325 of Bill Calder. We saw that brewing. They had made contact in the middle of 3 and 4, and well, it just never really settled down from there. Let's go back and let's take a look and see if we can see what happened here. We need to go back a little further than that. We're going to click on this one, then we'll go back and find Pat here. Not far enough backwards, apparently. So let's see here. There's the early contact. Contact again there. And hard into the wall, the 325 of Bill Calder. Doesn't look like anybody else involved. And as soon as I say that, no, yeah, Harold Klum didn't get into the 41. That was really close. Mike Cramner able to get back out on the track. We'll have to see if he can get back on the lead lap here. I believe he is, actually. He is on the lead lap. Out front, this man said he felt like he could maybe do it again. You know, wasn't as confident because he can't run flat out. We'll have to see what kind of tire wear this man has tonight, as that's going to be an important factor here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. But the 25 out front early. light's still on the pace car. Let's see if we can bring somebody up. Terry Landis is always a good guy. Let's see if, I'm sure Terry won't care if we pull him up to the booth here. Hey, Terry, Shaggy, got a copy?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Hey, man, up to P3 already, and your other chocolate nemesis, he isn't out there today. So, you think you got anything for this win here today?
I don't know. We'll see at the end. These guys are tough. They're a bunch of old guys. I'll tell you what. I give them all credit.
Hey, man, you know as well as I do, with age comes experience. So, you got a lot of veterans out there who know how to protect. And, you know, it's going to be real important on this restart here to get a good jump with that 25. So, keep your eyes glued.
Yeah, he's taking the outside, so I'll be down on the bottom.
Oh, okay, Gary. Well, there's a little iRacing insider for us. He's going to take the outside, but good luck here, Terry, as we're rooting for you, man.
Thanks, Shaggy.
Let's send him back to his home there, the Salty Dogs Racing Team, and that was Terry Landis in the 161. He's looking for a good run, but now all of a sudden, maybe not where he wants to be on this restart. He's got to hope that Steve Maurer doesn't get caught sleeping in front of him, as this jump's going to be very important. And other side of the coin. Let me find the camera I want so I can look real smart when I say this man right here in the 302, John Rayner. He cannot get caught sleeping. He has a chance to possibly go from 4th to 2nd here with a good restart. So pressure is on for that 302. Pace lights are off. They will be going green this time by. Coming out of turn 4. Pace car will dive off. We're going to get ready to go green. Leader can go anytime in the Geico restart zone.
Green flag, green
Gary
flag.
maybe went a tad early there. Not sure if there will be a penalty or not, but man, that's going to hurt the 888 of Steve Maurer, and Tim Chapman, big beneficiary of that, trying to roll by on the high side. But now he's getting some bumps from the 70 of Mike Cramner. Cramner backs out, though, lets him gather it up. Hey, they know they got a long way to go here. You're not going to win the race on lap 5. Sure as hell can lose it, though. Up front, John Rayner in that 302. All over your leader in the 25, Gary Sigelkow. He's going to see if he can set him up for a move here, going down the front stretch. Can he get a good enough run to dive high or dive low here into 1 and 2? Well, for now, he's just going to stay in line. And, you know, as a driver, sometimes it makes you feel good. You know, you can follow the guy in front of you. You're like, yeah, I'm running right in his tire track. I'll tell you what, this is not a video game. This is a sim. You are in that man's tire tracks in front of you. It is like driving down the highway in your car. You stuck your hand out the window. You don't feel that airflow as much. He's not getting pressure on that front end. He is sliding his tires going into the corner whenever he's entering, you know, right behind a car like that. You see him push up the track there a little bit. It's not handling normal for him. You don't necessarily want to run that close right behind a guy. You either want to get around him or try to run in an opposite lane here, as it looks like Tim Chapman got a little loose coming off of 2, and Pat Boyce in the 41, he's looking to go by the 37. Back up front, though. Oh, Terry Landis and John Rayner have a scare as they almost get in together coming off of 2 as they both get loose. Out of turn 2, going down the backstretch, give you a good view here of the cars and how far they're spread out here. Gary Sigelkow still maintains the pace to hold the lead out front here with 22 to go. He's got 2 cars in that rearview mirror, though. The Canadian, John Rayner from Brantford, Ontario. He's going to get a good run on Sigelkow. Sigelkow, you saw him get a little loose coming off of 2. Not close enough, though, to think about making a pass right now, the 302. Terry Landis getting ever so closer to that 302 machine. Let's go on board with him for a lap or two, see if he can't get a run by here. Terry with a good exit coming out of 2. He's going to look low on the 302 of John Rayner. John got a little loose. Terry decided to back out of it. He got a little scared. A little too early to make the move, he said. He's got to remember, though, Terry likes to pick the top. We've seen that on the last restart. Terry does not want to be stuck in a bottom position there, having to wait for the guy in front of him to fire. It's not where you want to be. You want to control your own fate here as he's going to look again going down the backstretch. Thought best of it, going to hop back up in line is the 161 of Terry Landis. Big run here in the middle of 2. Gary Single-Cow still out front with 19 to go here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Front 3 have broken away, but slowly but surely. Last time by, Mike Cramner pulling in the leaders. He ran a 32.13. Next fastest car on the track is actually John Rayner and Gary Single-Cow ran an identical lap, 32.29, but man, battle's heating up for P2 as the Desert Demon, Terry Landis, says, I'm going for it. Maybe a little contact between him and the 302 of John Rayner. Is John Rayner able to save it? Little loose there in the middle of the corner. He went down on the lower apron, got marbles all over the tires, but man, here comes Terry Landis. Battle heating up for the lead. The Desert Demon got a big run through 3 and 4. Across the start-finish line. Can he get side by side? No, he can't. 25 is going to shut the door. Terry has just been excelling coming out of 2, though. He's diamonding, entering real high into 1 and 2. Exiting so low in 1 and coming off at 2, but just full throttle, has so much speed. Here we are. You're seeing it. Fields starting to wind each other or run each other down as 17 to go. Anybody could win this thing. Coming across the start-finish line here. 16 to go. The Desert Demon. He thought about looking low, but the 25 shuts the door. Terry Landis trying to do all that he can. Gets a good run coming out of 2. We're getting a great view of it here. Side by side going down the backstretch. Can Terry make the pass in the 161? The 25 is going to lift out of the throttle, try to diamond back under him here coming out of 3 and 4. Can he get a good enough run off exit? Doesn't look like it, but Terry Landis, he gets a little loose. The 25 maybe cracks out of the throttle to let him gather it up here as we're 15 to go. We are halfway in this race, and who you got if you're out there watching? The top 4 under a blanket here is Mike Cramner, taken out early on at the start of the race, got run into before the race even started. He is going high and handsome, but he gets the door shot on him by the 302 of John Rayner. He is not going to like that. Let's see what Mike Cramner does here as we enter turns 1 here with 14 to go. Gonna go real high. You're hearing that thing slide as Mike Cramner having some connection issues. You're watching it cut out to the scenic view here. Now's not the time you want to blink if you're the 70 of Mike Cramner trying to make a final push through the field. The 302 of John Rayner, he gets loose coming off of 4. The 70 of Mike Cramner is going to look high. He's going to go around and take the final podium spot. John Rayner's now got to hold on to Pat Boyce. Pat Boyce looking for a big run here coming off of 2. Can he make a move going down the backstretch as the speeds start to even out? Doesn't look like he's got anything right now. Back out front, coming out of turn 4, 14 to go. The Desert Demon, Terry Landis. Not able to pull away yet from the 25 of Gary Sigelkow. Gary Sigelkow last time by 0.2 of a second faster than your leader, Terry Landis. No, this is where it comes back to Gary Sigelkow was able to be out front, have that clean air, and just able to drive in the beginning. And now Terry Landis, you may see tire wear become an issue. He had to work his way through the field. We'll have to see here. It does look like Terry this time by has extended his lead a little bit. So let's see. Let's show you the last lap times here for everybody. Right now, the fastest car on track is actually, you see it, 32.74 Tim Chapman, but he is 2.6 seconds back there. Just don't know if that 37 has enough time to run these guys down. Right now, he's going to look to the high side of the 41. Going into 3 and 4. Pat Boyce doesn't really look like he's going to put much of a fight up here. Going to keep her down on the bottom. Tim Chapman's got the high side. All the momentum rolling off the corner, able to complete the pass at the line. Wow, here, Mike Cramner all over the 25, trying to get in this battle here. For the podium spot as Tim Chapman's able to go around John Rayner. You see the laps last time by, 33.45, 32.92 for Mike Cramner, 33.28 for the leader, Terry Landis. So, you're just seeing right now, Mike Cramner is the quickest car on track. Slowly extending that gap a little bit from your earlier leader, Gary Sigelkow in the 25. It's Gary Sigelkow, he's going to have his hands full here these next couple laps. Is that 70 of Mike Cramner? He's going to feel like this one maybe got stolen from him here. Oh, Gary Sigelkow gets loose coming off a 4, and oh no! Big wreck, no caution for Gary Sigelkow, as that is going to be a tough break. Let's see if we can go back and see what happened here. As Gary gets loose coming off a 4, tries to correct it and just overcorrects, gets into the wall. Tim Chapman drives through the debris field, and well, Gary Sigelkow, he's not going to be able to go for 2 in a row here as his night's cut a little short. Now Terry Landis, he's got to feel like a little pressure's off, but at the same time, Mike Cramner now, he doesn't have to work to get around Gary Sigelkow. We'll have to see if the 70 of Mike Cramner can run down the 161 of Terry Landis. I'll show you their lap times here. This last time by, Tim Chapman, the fastest car on track, but only by 0.04 of a second to Terry Landis. And 6 laps, he is not going to be able to make up 2.2 seconds. As maybe Tim Chapman just got on his horse a little too late here. Mike Cramner now, he is starting to lose some speed here. He lost a 10th and a half last time to Terry Landis, as we'll bring back up those times. Tim Chapman still the fastest car on track, once again by 0.06 of a second. Mike Cramner gets loose coming off of 2. He gets in the wall hard. He's getting loose in 3 and 4. Tim Chapman's got to be careful here. Oh, as he's just going to feather out the throttle, let the 70 gather it up. And, you know, after you saw him lick the wall like that, that is the move to do if you're Tim Chapman. You don't have much pressure behind you. You know that guy in front of you's got some damage. Just let him gather it up. Don't get involved in any dumb wrecks and try to go back at him here. As now Tim Chapman gets in the wall going down the backstretch. And that's going to help the 70 of Mike Cramner. But now Mike Cramner looks like he's just fighting such a loose race car. In the middle of 3 and 4, Tim Chapman there looks to maybe think about countering underneath, gets the door shut on him, and man, Tim just getting in the wall here. He's just got to be smooth here. He's going to cost himself a podium here. 70 of Mike Cramner in the wall. It's going to allow an easy pass here for Tim Chapman, but meanwhile, out front, Terry Landis here. 2 sticks in the air. 2 to go this time by for the Desert Demon, Terry Landis. You see the battle for third heating up. Pat Boyce wanting that final spot of the podium. Roger Craig slinging it in there past John Rayner here. Let's keep our eyes on Pat Boyce. Let's see if he can do anything to try to go get P3. Oh, Pat Boyce is loose. Hold on to it, Pat. The librarian able to make a big save. White flag in the air here for the Desert Demon. Terry Landis he is in his own area code. 3.7 seconds off is your leader. And barring a big mistake from Terry Landis, he should have this one locked up. There is Terry Landis going down the backstretch here, followed by Tim Chapman. Terry Landis going to send it off into turns 3 and 4. Here he comes for the final time as Terry Landis in the 161 is going to be your winner here tonight at Charlotte Motor Speedway, followed by the 37 of Tim Chapman, the 70 of Mike Cramner, the 41 of Pat Boyce, the 747 of Roger Craig, the 302 of John Rayner, the 00 of Harold Klump, the 888 of Steve Maurer, and there is the 25 of Gary Siegelkow, rounded out by Bill Calder and Roland Olson. What a race this was. These boys able to put on a good show. One caution here tonight. So once again, let's bring up your finishing order. Terry Landis, your winner, followed by Tim Chapman and Mike Cramner. Top 3, Pat Boyce, John Rayner round out the top 5. Harold Klump, Steve Maurer, Roger Craig, Gary Siegelkow, and Bill Calder. Not sure why those race results are putting. Maybe Roger Craig may have actually. I saw him go down through the grass. He may have gotten a black flag there at the end. Not sure why iRacing has him a lap down, but iRacing's upset with Roger for some reason, as you see there on the standings, and I'm gonna let these guys catch their breath here. Let's see if we can't get a word here with our top 3 here tonight at Charlotte Motor Speedway. This is Mike Cramner in the 70. Just made his way up into the Discord. Hey, Mike Cramner, Shaggy, man, you got a copy?
You got me?
Yeah. What's up, Mike? How you doing?
Good, sir. How you doing?
Pretty well, man. Well, hey, dude, let's just talk about the obvious here. Very unfortunate thing happened to you on lap 1, but, man, you're able to come up through the field and almost act like that never happened. Great job, Mike.
Yeah, I kind of ate my tires off the truck there, trying to get back to the front. But all in all, it was a good handling truck and just good race.
Yeah, you kind of interviewed yourself there with that one. That was my question. Do you think just, having to push up so fast in that limited amount of time, you just burn off your stuff and didn't have anything left for Terry?
Yeah, that's for sure. My plan was to save some tires towards the end, but I kind of ate them up in the beginning, just trying to get back to the front.
Well, Mike, hell of a job tonight. We all know how, bad a driver can let that affect them, what happened to you on the pace laps. And, man, you shrugged it off, drove your way back up to a podium. Hell of a job tonight, Mike. Who you want to thank?
Yeah, definitely want to thank all the guys, Salty Dogs, and this retirement league. I like running with these guys. Normally real clean racing, and you know, just real competitive for us older guys, I guess. But anyhow, it was a good run, and Epsilon sprint wraps, and just thank them, and especially everybody at the league. Looking forward to the charity event. Maybe we can throw some dirt.
Yeah, man. Looking forward to seeing you in that charity event. It's always a big deal, the Knoxville Nationals, and man, hopefully you can pull off a big upset, Mike. I'm rooting for you.
Thank you, buddy. Appreciate all you do with the broadcast, and love listening to you.
Appreciate it, Mike. Congratulations. That's going to be your P3 finisher tonight, Mike Cramner, and that'll give me a second here to bring up my dad here, Tim Chapman, your P2 finisher. Well, you had a fast car at the end, but do you think you just turned it on a little too late?
Well, yeah, I might have been. I don't know. It was tough to judge there, how bad tires go away here and all. And I thought I was on a roll, and when I got to the 70, it broke my momentum, and it didn't feel like the truck didn't feel like it was in the track after that.
Well, able to bring home P2 in a pretty uneventful race there. Only the one caution, able to have a long green flag run. Were you a little surprised there when you saw Gary Sigelkow wreck in front of you and no caution came out?
Yeah, well, that's just my luck, because you know what I was thinking, right? I wanted that caution.
Yeah, give you a chance to get some new tires and rewind back in the leader. But all in all, man, P2, not a bad job. Congratulations. Who you want to thank?
Well, you and everybody at the league that puts on the broadcast, and Gambler Motorsports guys for letting me hang around.
Well, congratulations, Dad. Looking forward to interviewing you a couple more times this season, but hopefully on that top step.
All right, thanks, and congratulations to Terry. He ran a good race.
That's going to be your P2 finisher, Tim Chapman, and Tim kind of led us into that. He said, congratulations to Terry. Terry, man, once you got by that 25, it just seemed like you were in a league of your own, able to control the pace and set sail on that Yoo-Hoo machine.
Yeah, thanks, Shaggy. Yeah, it was running pretty good. Just as long as I hit my marks, didn't overdrive it. Gary's fun to race with. He runs really hard and really aggressive, and it's just fun to see how you got to pass him. If you can pass him.
Yeah, and Terry, I talked about that during the race, but you said it perfectly there. I mean, he really does drive aggressively. I mean, I watched you trying to get around him. You were getting big runs there coming out of 2, but he would shut the door on you going down the backstretch. And, you know how frustrating that can be as a driver, but you were able to keep your cool, man. And finally he let that door open and, man, you pounced.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to do. I swerved, hoping he was watching his mirror, so I swerved to the outside, then I swerved to the inside, and then tried to set him up to go down, down the backstretch. And I think it worked. I don't know.
Yeah, man. I mean, it sure looked like it worked. That's for sure. You're able to get the move done, and man, you were the winner here tonight at Charlotte Motor Speedway. So hats off, dude. Congratulations. Who you want to thank on the double podium night?
Hey, thanks there, Shaggy. First, I'll give a shout out to Yoo-Hoo. It's the really great chocolate drink, and it doesn't slow you down like milk does. And then I'll give a shout out to Galen's homegrown popcorn. It tastes really good while you're drinking your Yoo-Hoo. And then Kreitz Oval Track parts, and my wife Judy, and you, Shaggy, and C2C.
Well, hell of a job tonight, Terry. Able to get the pass done, going down the backstretch into 3 and 4, man, and you never looked back. Congratulations, dude. Hell of a job.
Thanks, Shaggy.
That's your winner tonight, Terry Landis in the 161. And, nobody could touch that Yoo-Hoo machine once he got out front. Gary tried to stick with him for a little bit, but just burn up those rear tires, ended up getting loose and losing it. And Terry able to bring home the win tonight here on Old Timers Tuesday. And, with that, I'm going to do a little something different here. I'm going to bring you to my neck of the woods here for my closing thoughts. And, all in all, great night here at Volusia Speedway, in the dirt, in the 360s. Not a lot of caution. Guys raced it out hard and then really upped their game here to finish the night. One caution here at Charlotte, and that is a big, big step up after what, if you've been watching what we've had some of these previous nights. And I'm really impressed by their showing. Guys were able to use tire wear to an advantage. Guys like Terry Landis, he was diamond in 1 and 2 all night. We saw how important that was. Able to save that right rear tire by driving a little straighter than everybody else, not cranking a lot of wheel to it into corner exit. And, man, that's a big lesson for everybody out there tonight. But once again, I'm Zach Chapman with Shaggy TV. Thank you to the Coast to Coast Racing League for bringing me on board. Thank you to Maurer Farm Management for the sponsor. And for everyone watching, proud to bring you some racing action tonight. Give the channel Coast to Coast a like and a subscribe. Head on over to Shaggy TV. Like and subscribe that. But beautiful night of racing here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. And I'm Zach Chapman signing off. Have a good evening.